I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I'm wearing some bling bling made by Gucci, riding a 305 Ferrari. Cross me somewhere in the street, maybe. I would just look at your feet without a $300 pair of shoes. Don't even think you're gonna talk to me. You're a fool. You can cry or maybe you can die. Okay, you won't die, but we know you will cry. Man, I'm just a way too far. I can't explain to you, man. I'm just a way too far. I'm just too good for you, man. I'm just a way too far. I can't explain to you, man. I'm just a way too far. I'm just too good for you. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You are my stupid dumb, my dog. Have you got my shit? You look as ugly as a frog. Have you got my shit? You have no subject when you talk. Have you got my shit? I'm so clever, got it locked. Have you got my shit?
Oh, fuck off.
I heard he's a jerk.
You call him a jerk?
He's an asshole.
I call him a douchebag, man. Give me a break.
You will need to make your personality please. And you will witness one of the great miracles of life.
Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You are my stupid dumb, my dog. Have you got my shit? You look as ugly as a frog. Have you got my shit? You have no subject when you talk. Have you got my shit? I'm so clever, got it locked. Have you got my shit? I was kidding. I've never worn some Gucci. I'm a badass, not a douchebag. Sorry. Would you give me just one more chance so I can propose you for one more dance? Tell me what you see if you look a bit closer. I'm a good guy, not some kind of fucker. Watch your mouth, leave the rest untold. I'm only nice when I'm under control. Man, it went way too far. I can't explain to you, man. I went way too far. I'm just as good as you. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? No, not at all. You can control. You think I'm showy, but I'm not at all. Am I looking like this? Tell me, am I looking like this? In my world, swinging swag. Do you understand what I'm talking about? All of the lights.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra
Oh man, I can't wait until I get my stream deck. So
Yeah,
I can
jeez.
do all the stuff in the push of a button. I had to repost. I had to repost to Instagram. I had it all typed out on my phone, ready to go, and then I had to like pull it all back up and like get through it, and it was a mess. But I got my post out, so it's all that matters.
They ended up doing a update not that long ago where you can now have like macro commands
On your stream
one
deck?
button. Yeah, so you could literally one button, it'll do multiple commands.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's like one button opens OBS, changes the scene for me, mutes my mic, opens Spotify, sends out the tweet, starts the record, like whatever orders you want it.
I noticed as we were starting this up, I never noticed your tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
How many
I got
tattoos do you have, Goatus?
I have 5 altogether because I have my back is done too. So
You have like a full back or like?
both shoulder blades and like the base of my neck.
Oh, okay.
stuff, and then like down to like I don't know, probably like mid back for both of them.
What's up, Sam?
And then I'm gonna turn.
You're gonna what?
Oh, then I'm gonna turn my left arm into like a full sleeve. What are you saying? What are you saying? Hi to Sandcats.
Oh, he's on my stream right now.
I don't see your stream that's live. Oh, here we go.
There you go. You got
Yeah,
it.
jeez. I'm sitting here like talking, just like waiting for the stream to start.
No, you're good. Yeah, Sandcats is always hanging out. I appreciate that. I need some like background music to play. I feel like right now, or I can just talk. Oh my goodness! You're gonna hit me with that while we're live right now?
I'm gonna start my stuff on stream.
Yeah,
That's why I will.
you gotta. I appreciate the subscribe there 2 months in a row because I
Yeah.
stopped streaming for 8 months. So, oh shit. Hold on.
Sandcats. Sand Kitty. How are you, buddy?
How are you today, Goatus and Casey? I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah. I'm doing well, buddy. I'm doing well.
I think Goatus has a drink. I didn't bring any refreshers for this one, so this might be a struggle bus here for me.
Drink is an understatement. My wife and I are going through this phase of like we drink so much craft beer that we actually wanted to buy cheap beer.
Okay.
So we're rocking the Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's
Water beer.
It's better than any other beer I've had, which is not saying a lot because I've had Busch Light, I've had
That's terrible.
Bud Light. Busch Light's all they drink up here. I don't know if that's a college thing down there for you. I mean,
I think
you're
it's a
not
college,
in
thing
college,
probably
but
everywhere.
it's just because
I think it's a college thing everywhere. It's cheap.
the cheapest. Yeah, so that's what they
You
go
get a
for.
30-pack for $6. Whatever the hell it costs.
Yeah, it's stupid. Saying guys is doing pretty well. So our topics today, we're gonna be going over. We picked 3. I tweeted them out if you didn't see them yet. I can't even remember what they are at the top of my head. Problems with Twitch. That's the first one we're starting off with, right?
And just restarting my camera there for a second.
Oh, you're good. Looking beautiful as ever. Oh, I wonder. I have my Goatus gaming hat somewhere in here. You explain the topics. I'm gonna look for my Goatus gaming hat.
So we are going to be talking about a couple things today. Let me make sure I get everything in the right order here. We are going to be talking about Twitch for starters, and what we see as the biggest problems with Twitch right now. And I think that's going to be a really fun conversation. Talk about kind of our, not necessarily things that we hate about Twitch. It's not going to be a bash. It's just going to be kind of like what could Twitch improve on? What are maybe some things that Twitch could change for the better across the board? I promise you it's not going to be what you think it is for me if you've ever been to my streams. I mean, that might be a little bit of it. We're going to be talking about Fortnite. Fortnite is a game that has seemed to divide the gaming community. It is one of the rare games that has a very strong support camp and a very strong hate camp and nothing in between. So we're going to be talking about Fortnite and the dynamics of that in gaming and how it has accomplished that. And then we're going to be talking about the EA and Bethesda leaks. Both have booby streamers. Sarah Bear Arms says, it's not going to be the only thing I complain about. We're going to be talking about the leaked information from Bethesda and EA. And I'm trying to see if there is a... if my webcam is stuttering or if it's a stream.
Booby streamers. That's Goatus. Sarah Bear Arms. Coming in to roast you.
It's not going to be the only thing.
What, your boobies? I missed
mean,
that conversation.
Yeah, that's...
I did not
talking
find my
about-
hat, unfortunately, as well. So
Oh my god, you lost.
no, it's somewhere. It's probably downstairs, but
This is literally why we don't have nice...
oh shit. Yeah. Keep.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah. What is not what we're gonna be expecting? What did you say? I heard that part.
Biggest problems on Twitch. It's going to be our talk about how Twitch can improve.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to be a bash on Twitch. I think
No,
it's fair to
absolutely
say.
not. I love Twitch. Twitch is one of
Yeah.
if you've ever heard me talk about Twitch, I love this platform. However, there are some things
There are
I
a
wanted
few
to point out. And these are like the things I chose aren't necessarily like bad things either. They're more like good. They're good problems. Good bad problems. I don't know where I'm going with that. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that any platform that gets as big as Twitch eventually, even with the best intentions, kind of outgrows itself.
Yeah. I mean, they can't manage. I had like a statistic. How many users? There's 15 million active users on Twitch a month. I think it's a month. I think it's monthly. That's a lot of users. Like,
It's a
how,
ton of users.
how are you supposed to manage all that? No, it's a very very valid issue.
Yeah, that's it comes from a you obviously don't get that big being unsuccessful. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna
So-
tell them how to run their company. There's just issues that I think exist.
I will. I'll tell them how to.
Okay. You wanna start it off on the first topic or?
I mean, I think the biggest issue that Twitch has is an oversaturation of streamers. And I know that it's everybody's right to use the Twitch platform to stream, but I feel like there is so many bad streamers out there. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, they are streaming from a phone or from extremely subpar equipment. They don't put a lot of effort and energy into your stream. And that doesn't correlate to money. You don't need to put a lot of money into your stream. But you can, make sure you're reading your chat, you're interacting with your audience, that you're positive influence on the community, you're playing relevant and interesting content, or at least content in an interesting way. And I feel like if you start scrolling through Twitch, you will see a plethora of streamers that aren't playing the games that they say they're playing. They are just getting drunk with a friend. They're not even really engaged with the stream itself. It's more of a novelty to them. And I think when you start throwing all those in, it starts kind of burying some of the other streamers that are trying to come up. So I think an oversaturation is really the biggest problem that Twitch has right now.
And I can definitely agree with that because one of my 2 points was actually I wrote down it can be so freaking difficult for people just starting out to gain any traction, any sort of traction, because of this issue. And particularly, I just want to clarify. I'm not trying to sound whiny as smaller streamers as the both of us are. How's it going, Razzle?
Razzle dazzle.
Like because we're both pretty small streamers. I think that's fair to say. I don't even mean us. I mean smaller than us. I mean those people who are literally just creating a channel. They want to start streaming, and they need to pick up their first couple viewers, and that is one of the most difficult things for those people in like pretty much any of these games. Just to get a couple viewers. I think that's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, and I think Twitch took a step in the right direction by creating the tag system, because you can now search tags.
yeah.
The issue comes down to the lack of moderation, I think, throughout Twitch, and that's strictly a numbers thing. Twitch can only have so many employees acting in a moderating role, and you can't obviously have a 1-for-1. You can't have 1,000 moderators checking every stream. That's just not feasible. You have maybe 10 moderators on per shift that is checking this content, and that might be a generous number. I don't know. There's too much content to moderate and control. But when I scroll through and I see, just streamers that are just literally wasting bandwidth, it's very frustrating, because that's the other thing too. When you have this much content, everybody gets throttled a little bit. All the small streamers get throttled. If you're a partner, you don't have that issue. But imagine if every stream that was on Twitch was very high quality, was very fast, chat was responsive in terms of like the delay. I don't know that it would be possible if you just got rid of the crap streamers, but I think it would be a big step in the right direction into freeing up a lot of bandwidth, which ultimately would lower overhead costs for Twitch, which would make them more profitable and possibly even allow small streamers to retain more of the money that they generate, because small streamers now only generate, whatever subs you generate as a small streamer, you only get 50% of that revenue. So,
and I think a good point here too. And obviously, I don't want to take any like credit away from the hard work that a lot of these streamers do. However, I think it would be healthy for Twitch as a platform. And I don't know, they might already be doing stuff to do this, like you said, with the tags and stuff like that. But instead of like pushing all of this attention towards, and I'm going to use him because he's probably the largest streamer on Twitch right now, Ninja, like some people like Ninja or people like Shroud and stuff
Who?
like that. Yeah,
I've never heard of him.
yeah. Instead of pushing all of this attention, because like I saw somebody comment how there was all these Fortnite highlight reels, and we're talking about Fortnite later. We'll talk about whatever issues we believe are there, but
Look at that plug.
all these Fortnite highlight reels of just Ninja dying. There's so many fantastic plays that'll happen throughout a week, and so many fantastic streamers that can be featured. But because he's Ninja and because he's going to make the money just by pushing him, and obviously their company, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make money. But I feel like if they just push this more into like all these smaller streamers, gave them a little bit more attention, because these are the future people streaming on the platform. Eventually, these bigger streamers are going to get older, and it happens with all the streamers where they're just not the hot new thing. It's just like any video game as well. But yeah, I have a couple statistics here. There are 220,000 affiliates, Twitch affiliates, as of 2018. It's a lot. 27,000 partners. That's a lot less, as to be expected. There are 3.2 million broadcasters. Just to back up what you were saying earlier, 3.2 million. That doesn't Twitch affiliates and partners added doesn't even hit like 500,000. That is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of people.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was, and I think the affiliate program, I used to make fun of it, truthfully, because it felt like it was a participation trophy. I felt like getting those numbers is fairly easy. Not to diminish the streamers that are just starting out and they're trying to get there and they're like, screw you, Goatus. It's not as easy as you think. But I think with consistent streaming, anybody can attain that. It just takes some time. But to hear that there's, what do you say, 3.2 million
3.2 million broadcasters.
And only 220,000 affiliates. That goes to show you how many people of that 3.2 million actually care about their stream.
Yeah.
So if you filtered out half of that 3.2 million, if you just filtered out 1.5 million, you would I think you would have a drastically improved product.
Obviously being generous to the new streamers who are just starting out, who do like actually take their stream seriously, like of course, but think of how many of those 3.2 million who have been making content for all this time and they're still not anywhere. What's up, Rip? But yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, that's an absolutely ridiculous number. And the 3.2 million broadcasters, the 15 million active users, I was trying to do some math. I don't think it's fair to say like as if obviously there's that whole argument in the US, whatever you believe politically, where they want to take from the rich, give to the poor, that sort of that mentality. Obviously, I'm not going to say that like Ninja doesn't deserve any of the viewers that he's getting. I'm not saying take Ninja's viewers and send them somewhere else necessarily, but it's like kind of take Ninja's viewers and send them somewhere. Like, does he need that many viewers? Like, I'm not sure if Twitch is already doing stuff to do that though, or.
I mean, I'm checking this number here, so. We're talking about.
I have an infographic I can send you as well.
Yeah, all of the. No, I'm not doubting. I'm just doing some math here. Out of all of the broadcasters, then you have about 1% that is affiliated or partnered. 1%.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. It's not even 1%, by the way. It's a little bit less. It's like 0.85% to be specific. 0.885% of people care enough to stream to a point where they get to affiliate. I mean, obviously there are a bunch of new streamers that are getting into this that haven't hit it yet, but they are working towards it. So
yeah,
I don't know you can't calculate that number. You just don't know. But I think about I try to make a conscious effort to watch small streams. I try not to watch the big streamers. And I almost get I get happy for streamers that I watch that are small when I start watching them and then grow. Like, I'm happy that they got there, but at the same time, I'm like, now I got to find somebody else to give my sub to. But when you're trying to find that small streamer, you have to go through, Jordan and I do this. You've done it with us too, where we'll jump around during a night and we'll go to 20 different streams.
Yeah.
The three of us individually, not the same stream. So we're hitting like 60 streams to try and find one person worth watching. It is a little frustrating at times. I feel bad for, I couldn't imagine, we are very fortunate that we have a great community here.
Yeah.
You've worked very hard to build a community that I have shamelessly piggybacked off.
That
of
is
for
not entire. That's not true at all. But
and,
well,
but we did all put in a lot of work, and we were able to grow this great community and merge some communities together. But a lot of streamers don't have that.
yeah.
That system, that advantage. And I think, King, correct me if I'm wrong. You tried your hand at Mixer for a little bit.
I was gonna ask you about that because I
Yeah.
did try my hand at Mixer, but I think you did it a lot more than I did. Because I was dead for 8 months, so I think
Yeah, you
during
did
that
die
time
for 8
period,
months.
you streamed a little bit more on there. What was your
Yeah,
experience like on that? What did you like?
I think Mixer has. I've been very vocal about this. I really like Mixer's platform. They have I think the faster product. It's because there's a lot less people.
Twitch has definitely upped their game in that regard. But just to like interrupt you just real fast and like as we're going into this, I think we can both agree, and not even just us, pretty much everyone I've known. Sorry, I was taking off my socks right there. Everyone I've known.
Show feet.
Absolutely
$10, show
not. Everyone I've known who I've talked to who has streamed on Mixer has said they like the platform better. I personally liked Mixer better as well, but it's just like Twitch is such a giant right now that trying to go over to Mixer, I can't name it specifically what I liked better, but I liked how quick it was. I kind of liked the cheering and stuff, the activity on it.
I like the cheer board. I thought that was a really cool way to interact your chat. And I know Rip was a regular waster of whatever the currency was on there.
It's like
to
energy or
cheer.
something, yeah.
Yeah, the little energy bolts or whatever they were. And it was cool, especially when you put a lot of work into your board and your buttons and they're getting used and people are enjoying them. I think that's a cool system. I think the difference between Mixer and Twitch is, do you want to be a big fish in a little pond, or do you want to try to be a little fish in a big pond?
Yeah.
Class.
What I hated about Mixer though, and I feel like it has so much potential, and I don't know if it's died now or if it's like still exists. It feels like the hype around it has kind of died a little bit, but it was so geared towards console, which is like an interesting business scheme. I understand it because it's owned by Microsoft. Microsoft owns Xbox. Of course, they're going to target their website towards Xbox gamers because they can directly push it. But it's just when you're a PC gamer, at least it's not the site for you to stream on, and that's where most of the people streaming are going to be from PC. So it's like I don't know. It just didn't seem like it.
I always felt like the thing that plagued Mixer was because it was so console focused that the titles that you had available didn't appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Double Sex Cast. I remember specifically on my time at Mixer, I streamed Overwatch because I felt like that was really the only way. Like, you streamed Overwatch or PUBG or Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's what you streamed. At one point, one night, I was the top Overwatch streamer, which is absurd because, one, I am terrible at Overwatch. And two, I am terrible at streaming. So to be the top streamer of one of the top 3 titles, I mean, it's cool that you can achieve that quickly on Mixer. But at the same time, I was like, I don't like playing Overwatch that much. Is this what I want my stream to be?
Yeah.
And the answer ultimately was no.
And like I could talk about like the games that you choose to play on your stream for like forever. As you know, I've been like very like adamant about like the whole like growing your stream and stuff like that. And like I would really love to get into that, but you can't just play Overwatch. It doesn't feel like, at least in my personal opinion, you can grow a stream playing one specific game unless you really latch onto that community. Like just coming into a game that's been out like Overwatch for a while and trying to like really build a community on it, it's just like it's not fun for the streamer particularly unless you really, really love that game and it's just like it's boring. It doesn't work. It feels like, to me anyway.
Yeah, I've yet to been able to stream one game consistently. I mean, even the games that I play consistently, I can't always stream. There are just times.
Yeah.
Like nobody wanted to see me the other day when we were doing our placement games.
Here is another thing. I actually didn't even put this on my list, but this is something I've kind of like taken onto these past few days scrolling through Twitter, and it's going to sound slightly hypocritical coming from me because of what we do in our community, and I think our community is incredibly supportive, and I'm 100% on board with that. Obviously, I really am like big on supporting newer streamers and stuff like that. I want to help people out, and I've seen on Twitter there are other people who do the same thing. And like when they're doing this, it's very clearly for their own benefit. The things that they do, like they sound good on the surface, but they don't actually help anybody. And that's what really bothers me, is that these community leaders, they call themselves, and they'll come into like Twitter and they'll be like, guys, networking time. Everyone post your links in the network in the comments below. I don't know about you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm speaking like out of my ass here, but have you ever gone into those links and just like tried to look at some of those people's? It doesn't tell you anything about their streams. It's a link dump
I can
post.
confidently tell you I don't care about your link.
Yeah.
If you post it. Orphan, what's up, buddy? Rip, hello. Again, all the foreigners here. It's the same thing I feel for follow.
Yeah.
And like follow links. The last guy that came into my stream and was like, "Hey, follow." I was like, "No, fuck off." Like, follow me if you like me, if you like my content, and you genuinely want to watch my stream, then follow me.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same. I'll check your stream out, sure. PM it to me. I'll watch you. I'll check it out. But
Yeah.
if I don't like it, I'm not going to follow it. Don't be offended by that.
But like, going back to that, like, so now we've established most people don't really care about those links. We're not going to go in. We're not going to look at those links. But you know who those posts do benefit? They benefit the one posting them, because it's going to bump that post. It's going to put them up there. People are going to be like, look, this person's such a nice person. They're trying to do this community networking. They're trying to facilitate this. And it's like, on the surface, like, I don't know if they're doing this necessarily. Like, I wouldn't call it malicious, because they are trying to be beneficial. Like, the premise of it is good. But yeah, they're mostly doing it for themselves at that point. And it's like,
yeah.
Like, it's a good idea, but it's like, in practice, it's like, this is benefiting you far more than it's benefiting these people. Like, I don't know. If you really, and this is what this is the difference. I feel like that, not to like toot my own horn, but this is what I'm trying to shoot for, is to help get people to learn how to network properly, rather than just, hey guys, post your links, And that's why it really bothers me when you're trying to do something like that and you see these people who are clearly just benefiting off of it,
Yeah, I just feel like it's a pretty self-serving tactic most of the time. I don't feel like anybody ever does that genuinely to promote other people's streams. And truthfully, I think if you're trying to grow your stream under the guise of benefiting the community, I think there's other ways to do it that are maybe more beneficial to the community, really, than yourself. I've done like the Level with a Cause streams pretty frequently, where it's a group effort to raise money for charities. Does a part of me do that because it's a good way to get publicity? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get recognition and get in close with streamers and build your community a little bit. I've gained some really big streamers as followers over the years doing that, but ultimately I'm still raising money for a really good cause. So like I'm actually helping the community. It's not just like boost my Twitter posts for free off of your work. Like, you know what I mean?
I think for your last one, you raised like $150, didn't you? You raised a pretty substantial amount.
Yeah, last one we raised on our stream $150 as a group of streamers collectively. Last I checked, it was a pretty substantial amount of money, like $25,000 or more. I would have to double check those figures, but
and that's
that's a ton of money to raise for charity.
Yeah, and I totally agree with like that whole idea. That's a definitely healthier way to go about trying to be helpful. I like it. there you're benefiting a certain community. It's the what's the community that they're donating to there?
We change it every season. The last one I think was St. Jude's is what we ended up raising money for, but we've done Save the Children and a couple other things as well.
Yeah, and like I would even go further to say that benefiting Save the Children is so much better of a cause than benefiting these people who could they could afford streaming hardware and like stuff like that. Like they're clearly in a much better shape than the people who are saving the children. But
yeah. If you're trying to grow your stream and you want to create a community, actually help your community.
Yeah.
I think that's the takeaway there.
And it's so much
But
better
kinda-
as well because if you're trying to, especially on Twitch, we talked about Mixer. You said big fish in a small pond or whatever. It's you want to place yourself into the smaller selections. So the Diablo thing, the level with the cause, is fantastic because it gives you something in common with other people. You know, rather than we all stream Diablo. That's a large group. We are streaming Diablo level with the cause. We're trying to help the community, and that's awesome. That's great. If you just do a link dump post, guys, post your links. That you're getting a variety of people there. This guy could be streaming like a baseball game. I say that because I once had I was tasked with making a highlight reel for a baseball streamer. I know there's an audience for that. I'm sure some people love baseball streamers. I did not get it. I was going in.
That
I
is
was
pretty
like,
much exclusively what Sarah Bear Arms watch.
Is it?
She
Okay.
just watches, just
Yeah.
MLB streams. That's it. She can't get enough of baseball.
But yeah. So it's just you gotta place yourself into those categories. But if you got anything else to say on that topic, I have another. I have my other bullet point that I'm ready. To
Yeah, I mean,
over.
go with yours. I've got one more bullet point as well, so we can jump over to the next one, buddy.
Okay. On my infographic, that's where I kind of came up with these sort of things. If you guys want a reference to the infographic, I can link it. But hold on, let me copy this. I don't even know how to copy this. Give me a sec. My point, my last one, is I don't know if you ever thought about this on Twitch. I'm sure you have. You see a lot of female streamers on Twitch. They're kind of like the headers for a lot of things. I wonder why that is. It's because 81.5% of users are male on Twitch. 81.5%. It's a lot.
I think Twitch is assuming my gender.
Oh yeah, maybe. No, I don't know if you have to register your gender or whatever. I don't know how they calculate that.
I
But-
don't know. I mean,
To compare that, like you might be like, well, more guys game than girls. 41% of gamers are girls or women. So you think that it should convert like in some sort of way? That drops 20%. You got a dog in your
from a
room now.
visitor.
Yeah, a visitor.
Come here. Were you whining? She gets so antsy when she can't get the both of us.
Yeah. Oh, that was cute.
Is that you? Is that you? That's you. By the way, if you want to grow your stream, just have a dog in it.
Yeah, that works pretty well. Get a
That's
dog
like-
cam.
Oh yeah, dog. I did doggo cam the last time I streamed. I was really drunk. I just put my camera down. My dogs were playing, and I think that was the most stream activity I ever had.
Goatus gets the +2 because he has boobies and dogs.
That's true. I worked hard on these.
Yeah. 81.5% though. And like I actually wanted to guess that because it seems like when we are scrolling through the IRL chat or like stuff like that, when like you said, when we're trying to find streams to watch, it seems like a large majority of them are girls. I don't really know. Like I don't know. Those are the ones that stand out. It feels like.
Yeah.
But those are the ones who are getting all the viewers. But
Let's see. Orphan says, I think it might be to do with confidence. How some people react to seeing a girl not only playing games but streaming also. I mean, I certainly think it brings out the sleazy portion of the internet. I have a female friend that streams, and
hey,
the
AJ,
shit
how's it going?
that. Hey, it's Logan Lover. The stuff that I have seen in her stream, and she's not a titty streamer. She doesn't dress provocatively. She doesn't do squats for follows or shit like that. She doesn't do, any of that stuff. She just plays games and that's that. She does her thing. But I like quasi made a joke to Casey today. Literally the number of times we have been in her stream and somebody's like, hey, I'll donate $50 if you show me your feet. It's like, what? What is the transition from that to that? Like, where Are you talking about Schmegan? Yeah, I'm talking about Schmegan. She plays Fortnite. Like, she just plays Fortnite.
Were you actually talking about Shemanian?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay,
talking about
okay.
Schmegan. Yeah, that's like the running joke in her stream too. Like with her, like the regular audience. Like, also, does she? No, she does not sell out. She says she has a price, but supposedly, nobody's offered that much money yet. Logan Lover's just so positive.
Yeah,
Logan
that's
Lover
so
is
nice.
like the Twitch Sakura.
Sakura comes around every now and then. I think he just lurks most of the time, but
It's another just person overwhelming with positivity. It's great.
I love it.
Dorian
You know who I
Fish, that's
checked?
the price.
You know who I checked if they still exist today?
Who's that?
Pink Sparkles. She still exists.
She
still streams.
She does. Yeah, she does. You know, she's been banned like 3 or 4 times. Twitch. I also learned something interesting. Permabanned on Twitch.
Means you can't
is
show up in
not-
streams at all, right? Is that? Sorry, I just
No,
cut you
actually,
off.
you can reapply after you've been permanently banned. It is not the same as a lifetime ban. So if you ever hear that term, oh, so and so is permabanned, it doesn't actually mean that you'll never see them on Twitch again. You will, most likely. Who is the guy? I can't remember his name.
Ice
He was a
Poseidon?
streamer that was in a wheelchair.
Oh, I don't know him.
He was in a wheelchair for all his streams and was like this like beacon of light, and he was always optimistic about like how his disability didn't keep him down. And one day on Twitch, forgot his camera was on, stood up out of his wheelchair and walked off stream.
He got permabanned for that?
He got lifetime banned. And then he tried to announce that he didn't get up and walk, that he fell out of his wheelchair, is what his defense was. Like, didn't even have the audacity to own it. Like, yeah, I've been conning you motherfuckers for like a year. He's like, no, I fell out of my wheelchair, but I'm okay.
I would just like to say, if I ever got
That's
caught for something
sadly
like
ironic,
that,
isn't it though, Orphan? Isn't it?
I would own the shit out of that. If somebody ever caught me, I'd be like, damn, it was a good run, guys, but that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's that'll get you lifetime ban. Lifetime ban.
You honestly,
I mean, it's
if
funny
I'm being-
because he got outed, but it's not funny that, I mean, you shouldn't donate to somebody because you feel sorry for them.
if I'm being entirely honest, you can get a lifetime ban for that. Absolutely, you might be able to get prison for something like that too. Actually,
you know what? You probably could.
You probably
could,
can.
depending on where you live.
So he might be lucky
that's
that he's
pretty
not
clear
in prison
fraud.
and he just set up for a permaban. But
He went from disabled to broke because no more money. Yeah, it's yeah, it was pretty bad. But I like you're always gonna have scumbags like that on like the super bottom.
yeah,
And I'm glad that, you know, I give titty streamers a hard time. But they're not malicious. Like, you know, if they're using their assets, hey, more power to you. I would if I could. I absolutely would if I could.
you use your dogs. So, I mean, you're kind of.
I do. I use Doggos and I use Wallpaper Engine with borderline softcore hentai backgrounds.
Yeah.
And that's how I get around that.
Yeah, I was not really thinking out this sentence, and I wasn't sure what I was going to say there. But
I agree with Sandcats, by the way.
Let's take
Anyone who
that.
talks about their disabilities, kind of a red flag for me. I agree. I feel the same way, Sandcats.
Guys can't use certain
Sure.
assets. Have you seen Tyler one? Have you seen that guy? That guy's-
And also Korean Jesus.
that guy's ripped. He uses his assets definitely. What's your next bullet?
I mean, my next bullet, I mean, we kind of just talked about it, really. It's just like...
Was it titty streamers? Was that what it was?
Yeah, just titty streamers in general, I think, is an issue with Twitch. And it's not... I think there's two distinctions that we have to make here.
He sits so much straighter than me. It's because I'm a
It's-
child.
Yeah. Mark, he seats so much straighter than you. It's because I have like a very ergonomic chair that I force myself to use. And if I like hunch too much, then like my man boobs are really noticeable.
How tall are you?
Me? I'm so short.
5'8"?
I am 5'8" on a good day. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm so unbelievably Italian.
I'm 6
And I'm like one of
I'm
the
gonna blame it on
tallest
that.
people in my family. That's the best part.
I slouch. That's what it is. I'm 6 foot, so that's why.
He won't fit in the camera if he sits up.
Yeah.
I could stand up and still fit in the camera.
Oh God.
I could actually stand up and I'll be shorter. But what I was gonna say is, I think that term titty streamer or booby streamer, e-girl, I think that's used too generically. I think being an attractive woman doesn't automatically make you a titty streamer. My problem is, I think the Pink Sparkles reference is probably a pretty good one. When you're sitting with your vagina as close to the camera as possible, I think that's probably pushing it a little bit. Like, I don't know that has a place on Twitch.
And I think that's why, like, connecting it
Just
back
go to Chatterbait. That's my feeling on that.
I think that's why connecting it back to the 81% of users are male on Twitch. I think it's because of that whole stigma that all girls are like that on Twitch, and like there's literally like probably like 10 streamers on Twitch, like the entirety are actually titty streamers, and like everyone else is like just a normal like girl who's streaming and like playing games. I mean, like everyone else, like
how many female streamers do we know that we're, you know, I wouldn't say close with, but I would say friends with? You know, Astrosi streams from time to time. Sincerely Lynn, Lil Miss Liss, Schmegan.
Yeah, Sophia.
I mean, there's a lot of female streamers that we know, and none of them are you know, that way.
They're all like, very respectful. I think
they're all extremely respectful, and I think they suffer the most from that stigma, because I feel like guys go into those streams
and they can't act like a normal fucking person.
Yeah, and they act like fucking animals. You know, that's the other thing too. There's too much. You know, I don't think we can exclusively just say, oh, you know, titty streamers are the problem. There's a lot of fucking terrible douchebag guys on Twitch.
I was gonna say Orphans. I haven't seen. Like, I don't know how you know that there's a lot of clips from Twitch on Pornhub, but
yeah, what the hell are you? Who goes to Pornhub and searches Twitch clips?
Fortnite Ninja.
Do you know that? I'm with Logan. I'm with Logan Lover. Why the fuck do you know that?
That's funny.
That's all I had on.
That's all you had? We can move on to Fortnite.
I'm single, living in a small village. I gotta find a way to release tension.
Fortnite.
I heard you were releasing tension all over the place when you were drunk, Orphan. Yeah. Oh!
Don't. I don't have a good segue to Fortnite, so we'll just move. We'll move to Fortnite right now. Well, hey guys, we're talking about Fortnite. Yeah. So what do you have in terms of Fortnite? When I pitched this topic to Goatus, just so you guys know, I didn't give him anything else to go off of. I said, let's talk about Fortnite, ? And that's what I gave him. So I'm excited to see what he came up with.
Fortnite is a third-person shooter.
Oh, we're reading the Wikipedia page? That's what we're doing?
So I thought my take on this topic was going to be, I think Fortnite is unique in the sense that it is one of the few games that has an extremely large following and an extremely large hater group. And there's really no in-between on Fortnite. And there's a lot of people that have very strong opinions about the game that have never played it. And I think it's one of the few games that really achieves that better than any other game.
So going off of that, because it seems the most relevant, my second bullet point for this is I'd say that we're both in the demographic of people who don't really get Fortnite. Like, we played it, like I guess like I kind of get the appeal, but I don't understand why it's so big and like still relevant, you know?
Sarah Bear, if I see that fucking dance one more time.
Oh well, if you want to see the dance, okay, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But what are we missing? That's my point. Thank you for the host there, Logan. I appreciate that.
I think, let's see, Orphan says, I've played it. It's fun and addictive, but there are a lot of issues. Dance. Everybody says dance. This might not be popular. This might be a controversial thing to say. Having never played Fortnite, I've never played Fortnite. I own it. I downloaded it. I've never played one game. I think it is infinitely better than PUBG. I think it is so much more polished as a video game. I think it is way less glitchy. I think it's prettier to look at. I think the mechanics are better from what I can see. From the outside looking in, I think it's a better game than PUBG, period. I don't know how that could be debated. That being said, I feel like trying to do something different ended up into taking a square peg and trying to fit it in a round hole. I think the concept of you're going to have this battle royale game where you can build these structures and like turtle and defend. It turned into stair building simulator. It's just a height thing is all it ever turns into. Except for the very, 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 very end game between one or two teams that then try to solidify a position. And even that is still one team trying to push on the other. I think it's just an awkward. It's just like, imagine like if you could build structures in like a MOBA. I don't know. It would be like just as relevant to me. But that being said, I think it's a more polished shooter. Granted, I don't like third-person shooters to begin with.
Having played PUBG to like a pretty big extent, I think that they're very different games and like the way that they play. That being said, I think, and this was my first bullet point, so I'm just gonna combine them into one because it's a good segue. I have it listed. I think PUBG is the reason Fortnite's so big. I was thinking about it. I was like, what's so different about Fortnite? Why is Fortnite popular? And I think this would be my theory, is because PUBG came out and PUBG was fucking massive. PUBG was huge for like for the beginning. Like famous people were playing PUBG. It was really cool. It was the top streamed game on Twitch for a while. And all these console gamers were going, "Oh, we want to play PUBG." Like PUBG's out on like I don't have a PC that can run it. PUBG is the worst optimized game you've ever seen. Even people with PCs couldn't play PUBG. So like everyone's having trouble playing PUBG. What do we play? Well, I'll tell you what like Epic Games was like, you know what, we're Epic Games, we can make a polished game, because PUBG was developed by like I think it was like some dude like his team.
Bluehole Studios. Yeah.
Like Bluehole. They're not a massive studio. They're not. This was like, I think this was the first game they made.
We're just slowly getting bought out by Tencent, which owns Epic, but I digress.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so like Bluehole, they made it. They didn't like they knew what they were doing. Clearly, they made a pretty great game, but they didn't know how to like polish it like nearly as well as Epic Games, which is a pretty big studio. Like they made Paragon. They made games before that. I can't name any of them because I don't know them, but I know they made games before that. So they pushed out Fortnite, and Fortnite was out on console, so the console gamers could play it. It was out on PC, and the people who couldn't play PUBG could play it. And then like it got this following. Then you had like famous people playing it. I know Smith Schuster. He's on my fantasy team. He played it. He was playing Fortnite with Ninja. He was playing it with Drake. Drake was playing Fortnite. So I mean, like I think it's because of the lack of people who could play PUBG and how big it was, is why Fortnite was so big.
Yeah. Orphan says, do you think Blackout 4 compares well to Fortnite, though? Yeah, I think it does, because I think, it has that advantage of being an extremely polished game. I played it in the beta. Beta. I don't know why I said it that way. Yeah, the beta. It's beta. That's why I said it that way. I played it in the beta. It's certainly a lot more polished than PUBG could ever hope to be. I think it's just a better game. So I think that'll compete fairly well. I think the Call of Duty games tend to suffer from what do I want to like attrition. Yeah, I do have tattoos. I have more, but I can't show you.
We were talking about that at like the very
I'll get
beginning,
King banned if I show you all my tattoos.
It's worth it.
I have a little bus that turns into a big bus.
I don't think that was meant to be sexual, but
you know it was. I mean, it is when you're talking to me.
Okay.
So I think Blackouts competes well. My issue with Fortnite is, I mean, one, the dance, and two, I think it has an extremely immature player base because it's so accessible, which is a good thing. Like, it's good for the game that it's accessible. That's what you want if you're making a game. But Wrestle would be here, but she doesn't want to watch a buffering symbol. That's that Florida internet. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Fortnite. I think it's unique in that regard. I think it's ultimately, I think it's good for gaming. I think we could agree on that.
You touched on this a little bit. Do you think Black Ops 4 Blackout compares well to Fortnite though? I don't know what you mean by compares. So like, do you mean like is a good competitor for Fortnite? Because I would say absolutely. I think Black Ops 4 is what the battle royale market needed. I think it's a very polished game. Obviously, it's developed by Treyarch Studios and Activision. And they've made tons of Call of Duty games. So Call of Duty is already a massive genre. It has the multiplayer. It's getting people more into battle royale, which I don't know if that's necessarily what's needed, and it's fast paced is the big thing. Like you get into a game. Well, the thing I loved about Blackout versus PUBG. Oh, well, I'm back. I don't know how to say that emote. The
well, that's what I always say. Oh well. I'm old. What do I know?
Blackout compared to PUBG. When you play PUBG, it's like an investment. You know, when you get into a game, it takes so long to actually get to the fun part of the game. And if you die, then it's like, yeah, I don't want to queue up for another game. And Blackout, it's cool because you get in, you land, you die. If you're me anyway, you die and then you re-queue and then you do that like over and over and over again. And somehow it's fun. I don't know. It's enjoyable. They found a way to make it a lot less tedious than PUBG was. So,
I will say this. Jordan and I played the beta, and we landed at the old mental hospital. And we were pleasantly surprised to find out that they put kind of an ode to their previous games. There were fucking zombies there.
Yeah.
Like, we landed there, and we're like, did you hear that? It sounded like a zombie. And I thought it was like maybe just like an audio Easter egg. But no, there were fucking zombies there. And it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a really good way to not take itself too seriously. The grappling hook, I think, is a really cool way to increase mobility in that type of game. So I think that's going to have a lot of staying power. I'm curious to see. There are a couple of other studios that are rumored to be trying to jump on this battle royale train, and I don't know that they're going to be too late or not. There's been rumors that Blizzard is working on something, and they don't know if it's going to be a crossover, or if it's going to be an IP. So I don't know. I don't know how long this genre is going to stick around for.
Yeah, I was going to say something.
It's pretty well tapped.
It's a good genre. I'm more excited, and I said this to Kid the other day. I'm ready for the next thing. I said this before Battle Royales too. Yeah, I'm already tired of Battle Royale. I'm tired of Fortnite, tired of PUBG, tired of Blackout. But I'm tired of MOBAs too. I'm tired of MOBAs. I'm tired of RTS. I'm tired of fighting games. Like I'll
RPG Return.
I would be down for that, honestly. Like MMORPGs, if they made a comeback.
I got excited.
It's just like what, but like I can't even imagine what the next game would possibly be. You know, like where do we go from here? Like you gotta make something. Well, Blackout doesn't make it mobile. It's definitely going to.
Oh, it will. It will.
100%.
For sure.
Mobile's the new thing, by the way. Like mobile's huge.
Yes, right RPG Return Orphan, my man.
I was gonna say, as far as the battle royales that we're just talking about it go, I think PUBG had the best guns in the game, gun mechanics. Like, I don't like how you can shoot somebody 600 times in Blackout and they don't die because they have armor. I don't like that. I don't like in Fortnite how you can't scope in with the guns. Bothers me. Don't know why. You just can't. Fortnite's also third person. That's another thing. But
Logan Lover, thank you very much for the follow. I just got the notification, and I see that you mentioned it, so thank you for that.
He's too sexy. You just have to follow. And there's the Chiroji Battle Royale Minecraft. Minecraft was the first. Minecraft was I saw that compared to Fortnite as a game that hasn't been as big as this is since Minecraft. And I was like, I don't think that's true. I think League was the biggest before this, but
yeah, but I don't know that you could say that's a battle royale though. I mean, that's a MOBA.
League of Legends isn't a battle royale now.
Yeah. You know what? Just real quick, since we're sitting here talking about what's the next big thing, You know what I really hope kind of starts really powering through, and I think we're on the right track, are survival games. There's some really good early access and just out of early access survival games. One of which being The Forest is multiplayer, and you can indeed battle royale in it as a survival game. You could do multiplayer PvP in The Forest. H1Z1 was a colossal fucking failure and a scam. You seem so cool. I followed. Thank you. Aw.
Yeah, H1Z1 we don't talk about. Remember that time that me and Nim played H1Z1? I sent
Who?
Yeah. Who? I sent
Who?
Goatus a clip of him and Nim going at it. Like one of the when we were playing H1Z1. I can't remember what you said, but it was hilarious. He was roasting Nim.
Yeah, I do that a lot. That still happens too, just in case you guys are. To be honest, my favorite battle royale is the totally accurate battle royale.
Okay, I'm going to pull up a clip here. Don't say anything, Goatus.
I was just gonna say
because I saw this on a special YouTube channel. And I needed something to pull up on the stream because I do have this fancy scene right here. And Goatus actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but he had a short YouTube fame presence right here.
I did.
And he uploaded this fantastic video, so I wanted to play it for you guys. This video has so many views.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Got him.
This is the height of my YouTube career before I was washed up.
Yeah, it's 1,500 views right there. So there you go. 1,501 now.
Yeah, it was. It also inspired great conversation too.
I think I was watching Soviet Womble videos on The Forest, and fuck me, those cannibals are creepy. Yeah, I remember playing that game with you guys. It was...
Forest is fantastic. Jordan and I play it along with who's that other guy? Morty. We play with Morty. And we're excited to try it in VR. It's got a VR application, so I haven't tried it in VR yet.
The Forest. I gotta get a Vive so I can play with you guys. I just have to. I can't sit back as you guys are having fun without me. I was dead for 8 months. I need to get the full enjoyment out of you guys before I die again.
Yeah, before you die again, please.
You
suck at shooting. Was that you that commented?
Honestly,
on my YouTube video, Jordan?
I'm just most excited to play VR with Sarah Bear Arms, though, honestly. I don't want to play with Goatus.
Oh, yeah, she got to hug Jordan, so. She did virtual reality hug Jordan. So you got that going for you in VR.
All right.
Yeah. What do you?
Are you angry enough to talk about the Bethesda stuff or the EA stuff?
Yeah, sure. I can certainly.
Let's start with EA so we can ramp up the anger because EA.
I like that.
EA is angering. If you guys don't know what happened, we'll fill you in just a second. What happened with EA is upsetting, but you can forgive them because it's their fault, but it's not really their fault. But Bethesda, oh god. Let's start with the EA. What happened for EA, Goatus?
So, for those that don't know, Electronic Arts makes a bunch of video games, including this one specifically.
Are we calling them games or?
I mean, you. For people, they're games. Orphan probably buys FIFA every year.
Yeah.
Orphan buys FIFA, so does Rip. I know how you fucking foreigners are with your goddamn football. There were internal reports that EA generates that contain a bunch of information on online activity, stuff that you would expect any company to make. And a former employee of EA contacted them and said, hey, I still can get into all these reports. Like, something is wrong. Oh, no.
What, are you accessing EA's reports? Or?
Oh, God. Okay. No, I had like a Twitch error. It was weird. So like a former employee was like, hey, I can get access to all these reports. Turns out there was a vulnerability that EA didn't notice that allowed people to get into these reports and see all this content, including, I'm going to read this off here. Email addresses, public persona, in-game name, IP address, player age, alternate email, game platform, internal account IDs, and hashed identifiers, which if you don't know what those are, it's the encrypted data that goes between you and people that you play online with. So all that encrypted data all of that was breached. And it was accessed by multiple machines not on the EA system. That's all they said. They have just started a investigation on this. They just found out about it, I think yesterday is when it was discovered. So they don't know what other information has been compromised. I think, you can kind of give them a pass in terms of it's not like they did something stupid. It sounds like, wow, there's definitely some information that you wouldn't want people to have. It's not so much that it's not already findable on the internet. I think that's fair to say, right? Like,
I think
you could probably find most people's email addresses, usernames, IP address. I think any person with any kind of tech knowledge can really do that.
Who was the video that you linked me by again? Do you watch that guy often?
You know what? That is the quartering. Actually, I have a love-hate relationship with him. I think ultimately his content is very good. Sometimes it gets a little too noisy for me, but
do you think he upplays it a little bit? I think he might kind of exaggerate some of his like anger.
Yeah, I think he certainly stretches it a little bit.
But like there's one thing that he said throughout the video that I thought was very like valid, and I thought this was interesting because it was applicable to me. And I'm quoting him. Our personal information getting leaked apparently isn't news anymore. He said it sarcastically because it is kind of a sarcastic phrase. But I didn't hear about this. I don't know. I have EA accounts. I think this is mostly related to FIFA, isn't it? But
yeah, it was related to FIFA specifically.
I don't play FIFA, but like I don't know. I didn't hear that EA had a big leak, and I certainly didn't hear that Bethesda had a big leak. And that's a massive deal. Like your personal information getting out. You should like at least be alerted, and they send out emails to all of their users because that they're legally required to do so. What's up, Deathman? How's it going?
Deathman.
Like, yeah, it's just the way that the email that they sent out, it just sounded like very insincere. They're like, sorry, your information's out. They're like,
it's like the same template they have used for every other breach. They just copy paste it.
Like clearly they got to step something up here if like the information's getting out, and like another thing that was mentioned within the email, I think this is another quote. Select customer service notes were released and related information. But related information, that's so vague. Like, what does that mean? Like, what do they have my credit card information? Like,
yeah, they were pretty vague about the client notes. I mean, they gave a couple of examples of what they can include, but across the board, they were like, "Oh, we don't want to make a big deal out of this. Just be generic. Just be generic."
Yeah. Because it happens so often now. Like it feels like happens a couple times a year where one of these major companies gets hacked, and that's the one thing that they like. You can give them a pass on. It's like they didn't want your information. It's not like something that they tried to do. They got hacked by somebody, which is illegal. Like you can't do that. But like, you gotta up your security or something when you're a company that big.
Yeah, and actually on that video, the video that we're referencing is by a YouTube artist called The Quartering, who is a gaming news journalist, he's got a Kickstarter for like this big gaming site that he wants to do, exclusivelygames.com, I think is the title of it. So just want to make sure I give him credit where credit is due. He made some good points, and the thing of it is, it's like, he talks about this story about like this company that he works for in real life. Like they had a hack. and like the protocols that they had to do following it. I have a personal experience the same way. The company that I used to work for previously, a credit card got stolen and it got traced back to something that happened with one of the machines in the building. And the requirement from that point on was everything had to go through like this super encrypted third-party service. And I kind of wonder why more companies don't do that. Because one, if you use a third-party service, you know, you're a big company that makes video games. High on your priority list is probably not protecting internal reports with that kind of information. That's probably not towards the top of the list. And then two, if it gets hacked at that point, you are like all your liability is gone from a business standpoint. Let a third-party company that specializes in encrypting and protecting data handle that. The reason you don't use that is because there's a cost associated with it. When you're trying to maximize profits, you don't want to pay vendors for shit that you don't want to do. But I think if every company did that, data would be a lot better protected than trying to do it internally. There's just too many things going on. Too many people have access.
And like we said, we'll give Bethesda a pass here. Maximizing profits.
No, we're not giving.
Not Bethesda. Sorry, I meant EA. Yeah. We'll give EA a pass here. But speaking of maximizing profits, which is what Bethesda I could only assume was trying to do here. Like, we'll segue into that. What happened with them? Well, you want to explain? I think you know the situation a little better than I do. But
yeah, so Bethesda, they released this little game called Fallout 76. You guys may have heard this.
Yeah, you heard of that?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's like a really small game. Nice background, Goatus, by the way. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
It's not a library, that's for sure.
It makes you look so studious. So Fallout 76 has been plagued with issues, negative reviews. I think everybody's pretty familiar with it at this point. What you may not be aware of is there is a $200 version of Fallout 76. And in that $200 version, it's called the Power Armor Edition. Bethesda showed this art or this photo of this Power Armor Edition, and it included a very clear canvas bag. I don't know if you've got a picture of the original bag. I should have got this ready for you.
I'm
sorry,
looking it
this
up
is my
right
fault.
now.
So a canvas bag is like a real thick, like hardy material. You know, it's properly strong. $200. This is what you get, and they showed this with this canvas bag.
Okay, I can only assume that this is what they are talking about over here. This little bag in this corner. You guys can see that. It's not a very good photo.
So
I can only assume.
Yeah, it's
that's
hard to tell, but yeah. So it's like a real thick canvas bag with like the straps. It's like a proper little like cool piece to get with this $200 version of this game. That keep in mind, you paid $200 and you got Fallout 76. So like, if you're not already pissed enough, they didn't send you a canvas bag. They sent you essentially a garbage bag.
It wasn't like nylon or something.
Yeah, it was like a plastic nylon hybrid, and it looked awful. It looked so bad.
Do you want to get even more angry about this too? Like, what they did in response for sending you this nylon bag, or they said they weren't going to do anything. They said they weren't not going to do a thing about it. That's
there's an email that went around where somebody contacted him and was like, "Hey, like this isn't the bag," and the email response was, "Yeah, we advertised it with this bag, but the costs are too high, and we're not doing anything about it." That's literally what the customer support said.
But
we're not doing anything about it.
I think this is even worse. Like this whole chain of events is hilarious. It's terrible, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
They said they weren't going to do anything. Okay, well, as a business, what is your response? People are pissed about that. Don't do anything. You said you're not going to do anything. What they did made it even worse, in my opinion. What they did is they credited everybody the cost of the bag, $5 to their Fallout account. The bag costed them $5 to make. You're paying $200 for your collector Power Armor Edition. Just send them a $5 bag. Like,
yeah. So, yeah, and they didn't even send you $5. They sent you 500 rupees or whatever the fuck the in-game currency is for Fallout 76. Which, ironically, there is a bag in Fallout 76, but it costs more than the 500 credits that you got.
Look what they added on right here. I don't know if you can see me highlighting this. Can you see me highlight what they added to this now?
No, I can't read it. It's too small, unfortunately.
I can zoom in.
Put you full screen. Yeah, it's too small, unfortunately.
Bag is not correct representation of product, specifically the bag.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, they put that in after the fact. So here's where it gets better. People are already pissed about Fallout 76 across the board.
Clearly scamming them out of money.
Yeah, like they're pissed about this. Then they do this like bait and switch. Then this email gets released that I don't know if the guy was like quitting or what, but it was like the most unprofessional email response ever. Bethesda tried to sweep that under the rug, and they said that their customer support is outsourced to a third party. That employee didn't work for Bethesda. They would never have said that. And then on top of all of it, like everybody keeps bitching, and they go, okay, fine.
You want a fucking bag?
Canvas bag. Yeah. Yeah, all over this bag. You guys want a fucking canvas bag? We will give you a canvas bag. But first, you have to fill a ticket out.
You have to prove. To us that you ordered this copy.
Yeah, so you had to supply them with a picture of your bag, a copy of the receipt that you purchased the Power Armor Edition with, fill out a claim form. There was all these steps that you had to jump through.
I think the most important part of these steps, though, is you needed to supply the last 4 digits of the credit card that you purchased it with. The last, your
receipt has that information. You also had to verify the card that you bought it with, your address, and your phone number and your name, so they could send you the new bag. Then, a Reddit user logged in to check the status of his ticket. You have to log into the account and you go to view your ticket. Except he didn't view his ticket. He viewed everybody's ticket. They posted everybody's ticket. They made them all viewable. So you could go through every ticket and look at the picture of their bag, the copy of their receipt, their name, their address, their phone number, and the last 4 of their credit card. How much more information do you want to make public before you are just like short of a social security number? This couldn't have been any worse.
I love how this Reddit user informed everybody too. He just posted to the subreddit. He didn't like. I think it's funny how he didn't just like email Bethesda either. He was like, "Hey, just so you know, like everyone's personal information is like visible, right? You should probably change that." He let everyone know, just so you guys know, you can go check everyone's personal information on this one right now. I accidentally accessed all your tickets. I know all your personal information. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything with it. Just letting you guys know. Like,
yeah, I'm honest. You can trust me. Yeah. Oh my god, I would flip. Yeah, and a lot of people did.
A lot of people are very upset. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm surprised Bethesda didn't come out and say it's your fault for wanting your canvas bag in the first place. Like at this point, it wouldn't even surprise me.
That sounds like something a game developer would say.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? You did this to yourselves. You wanted your $5 canvas bag. You weren't happy with the $5 credit that we gave you.
That's what they should have. What they should have said when they asked for their canvas bag is they should have said, you know, you think you want a canvas bag, but you don't want a canvas bag.
Yeah, you think you want a canvas bag, but you don't want a canvas bag.
Oh, Bethesda. I was so like with all of this Fallout 76.
They can't win.
I don't think Fallout 76 could have been any worse. Like I haven't played the game myself, just like the whole idea of it. Like I do know people who love Fallout 76, just for the record. I will vouch for that. There is a community who absolutely loves this game. But the release of the game, when they announced this, I was already not excited about it, because you play Skyrim, you play Fallout, you play for all like the RPG experience, you're interacting with NPCs. Every single game before that has had NPCs, and memorable NPCs, mind you. Not all of them. Like other, we were talking about Oblivion, I think yesterday or on the last podcast. All of those NPCs in Oblivion are trash. But
Some
there's
took an arrow to the knee, though.
yeah, there's some memorable ones, and that's why you play it. Fallout 76 doesn't have any. There, like as far as I know, that's what I was told. There's no NPCs in the game.
Yep.
Why would you release your entire series is built on like these stories and like the NPCs and stuff like that, the entire world? Why are there no NPCs in Fallout 76? I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know if you've seen videos of it, but it essentially comes from. So if you're wondering how you have an RPG without NPCs, Bethesda was part. You and your friends can make your own quests, and part. Oh shit, we probably need some quests in here. So you can access like terminals and like broken computers that have quests. The quests are pretty uneventful. But if you really want a good time, go to YouTube and search up Fallout 76 bugs, because there are some compilations of bugs that, on the surface, maybe you're like, I mean, that's comical, but is it really, does that kill you? No, not really. But when you pay $60 for a game that had a beta where these bugs were already reported, like, you should have that.
Bethesda's a big studio too. It's not like if Bluehole did something like this, it's like, okay, Bluehole, like, get your shit together. But it's like, Bethesda, what are you doing, making everyone's personal information public? They doxed themselves. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
ESO has a big player base though, so like, I wasn't a big fan of ESO either. I didn't think ESO was like the best move for Bethesda. But they're kind of running their company into the ground with like these decisions. It feels like so ESO. So we will go from Skyrim. Skyrim was everyone loved Skyrim, right? Skyrim's fantastic. We'll even give Fallout 4 the credit of being like a good game. People liked Fallout 4. I think ESO was released before Fallout 4. It kind of a flop. It wasn't amazing. They released on subscription. They went free to play within a couple months. So like every MMO does. ESO goes free to play. It's kind of like I have heard that there was a good player base for ESO though, so we'll give them that. But then Fallout 76 comes out, even less people who enjoy it. Like Fallout 76 got terrible reviews, and now they have like stuff like this. It's like, if you guys keep doing stuff like this, people are not going to buy your games. Like, they're just not. Like,
yeah, it was a pretty bad flop across the board.
Is it bad that I watched this before Logan Paul? Logan Paul's probably more entertaining than us. So.
I doubt.
My name is Logang Lover. Now you are a Mark Lover. Mark and Goatus Lover.
Mark, Goatus, and AJ. Right? It was AJ. I didn't make that up.
Yep, you're right.
Perfect. Good. Fantastic.
What do we got?
But that's... I mean, Bethesda, guys, come on now. You got to do better than that. The best part of this, too, now, let me... Yeah, I'm going to have to do a quick search here. Obsidian Entertainment has a new game coming out. And their trailer literally is from the makers of Fallout and Fallout New Vegas. Like, they're like, remember the 2 Fallout games that were really, really good? That was us. And it's just like blatantly in the trailer. Like, it's so fucking in.
That's pretty funny.
In their face. I love it.
I think businesses are getting like so aggressive with their marketing styles recently. For a good example for that right now is Sprint with the Verizon guy. If you don't know this already, I think you know this. So Sprint, like the guy who used to be the showman for Verizon switched over to Sprint, and now he's the showman for Sprint. And like they will deliberately call out Verizon, being like, "Hey, we are better than them. Just so you know, they have this deal going on. We have a better deal. Just so you know." It's not like
I think like
it's not even hinting.
See the first commercial that he was in?
No, I don't remember.
I think like literally the first commercial was like, "Hey, I was the Verizon guy. I switched to Sprint. You should too." It like wasn't even like a marketing thing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, they have this deal. It was just like, Sprint is so much better that I changed. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're paying me way more than Verizon did. But Like, I switch, you should switch. Like, if I'll switch, why shouldn't you switch?
I think it must have been way more of a money thing for that guy though. Like,
Oh, I'm sure. Or they pissed him off.
yeah,
I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. They 100% pissed him off. They must have done
Yeah.
something wrong with him because, but that's like the biggest like stab in the, not even a stab in the back. It's just like slap in the face when like you think you got this guy, you think he's on your side, and it's okay. Well, I guess I'll just go to a competitor. They'll take me. Like,
I can't wait for like 5 more years, and he's doing Cricket Wireless commercials.
yeah. Anyway, I don't have any more on Bethesda. I don't have any more in general.
I don't have anything more. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just ranting about Bethesda for a little bit. You want to go play some HOTS?
that was good.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, we could do that.
We're ending off our podcast. If you don't follow Goatus Gaming already, go toss him a follow. Twitch.tv/Goatus Gaming. Follow him on Twitter too. He's pretty entertaining on Twitter. Just screaming into the mic. I could turn my mic volume down if I'm screaming. I don't know. I just kind of talk loud.
Ah! Yeah,
We are going to cut to a break real fast. Give ourselves a chance to get a drink of water or something, and then we're gonna play a little bit of HOTS. Finish off the night. So good talking with you, Goatus.
Good talking with you.
I don't have any music. I don't know how to cut. Hold on.
I got you covered.